So 7 degrees this morning here in the carport, and I can't turn on the engine now because the ice engine would kick in straight away to warm the cabin, and this bloody ice heater of the PHEV box does not fit in my car. We're up to 7.5 kilowatt hours last night, from 27% to 100. Not impressed. And we are now at 97.7% state of charge after charging. It has lost 2.3% of charge already overnight, and the charge stopped at about 4:30. Look at this. The PHEV supercharger is already open. Isn't that great? Don't want to scratch his car. And go as close as possible. Unfortunately, the dog has shit itself again, or not the dog, the OBD adapter. 18 kilometers left, 63% down. Okay, stop live down. Let's have a look how much ampere hours we've used this morning. It was insane. 10.5 ampere hours used. See, this is roughly 1.5 ampere hours more than I usually use here on this trip, and this must be the cold, because the battery had only 13 to 22 degrees, so it warmed up to 22 degrees, which is just in the comfort zone of the cells. I think it makes more sense to actually charge the battery later and on a slower power to warm up the whole battery pack. Because now I charge at 1 o'clock in the morning on 15 amp, and it takes only 3 hours, so the battery is ready by 4, and then it needs to rest another 3 hours, and it cools down again because the outside temperature is so cold. So I either need to delay my start to make it close again to the actual departure time, but I wanted to try and see if a rest time after charging makes actually a difference in terms of lost capacity while parking. It doesn't look like it makes a difference. I'm still losing energy while parking in almost the same rate as before. So there's no difference when I charge and how much rest time I give the battery. Yeah. I know, it is an addiction. I'm trying to find the sweet spot to charge the battery, to give it a rest afterwards, to enable it to charge, to equalize in the battery mass, and also to warm up the battery at the same time to make it more efficient in the morning when I drive. A lot of things to consider. That's just what I do. Oh, isn't that annoying? Can I communicate? What a shitty stopping. God. Kill the dog. No, it's not communicating. Stopping live station. No. See what it does? Totally plays up. No, it's not communicating anymore. Alright. Anyways, so what I'm doing now is I'll charge the car straight away when I come to work, so before it actually loses capacity while parking. Make a difference or so? I don't know. Rubbish here. So I'm not sure if this makes a difference if I charge straight away when I come to work without waiting for the car to lose actually energy. So time will tell. The car already at 12 o'clock, it was fully charged, 98% state of charge, and let's fire up the car when I'm going home to see how much charge I've got left. I think it will go down a little bit while I'm parking, but that's fine after a full charge. 98% when I park the car. It's still on 98%. so it hasn't lost anything. That is actually interesting. So I fully charged the car overnight, then drove to work and plugged in the car straight away here at the club and recharged fully, 98%. Then I parked the car here for about 5 hours and I haven't got any loss. No recalculation, nothing happening, still 98%. Nothing has happened. That is amazing. Okay, I just need to plug in the car as soon as possible when I come to work. Still, the 98% give me only 36 kilometers of range, and this is probably the maximum I can get out of the battery anyway. I have fed the navigator with my destination for the customer and then my home address. Took only 1 minute. And it shows me it's a total distance of 38 kilometers, but I've got only 36 on the clock. So I had driven this distance yesterday already because I was at the same place. It was super tired. That's why I arrived with 27% of battery capacity when I came home. Let's see. Okay, I have to drive as efficient as possible now. Very efficient. 31 kilometers left and 29 kilometers trip ahead of us. But the slow speed area is over now, so we are driving in a 100 kilometer zone all the time now. So I'm using more energy as we speak. And usually cars are driving pretty fast here. And I think cars are already lining up behind me. I'm driving 100. Too slow for some other people. They want to go home as fast as possible. They need to invent some flying cars for these guys, really, so they can just fly home in split seconds and are not being held up by slow electric vehicles in front of them. So, quick update, 14 kilometers to go all in total, and we've got 15 kilometers left, and I think we will not use much energy here at the moment. I'm driving with 60 kilometers and not using much energy. This is a pretty darn flat road here, and it's smooth like a 2 kilometers from here to go, and 5 kilometers on the gasometer. Almost 40% left in the battery, so I'm totally fine tonight because I knew it will be tight. So I drove very mismarply, if this is a word now, and made it home, of course, with some good reserve of probably 2 or 3 kilometers on the gasometer. Just need to watch out kangaroos here again. But still, the overall consumption is not pretty. Well, I would not say the consumption. The overall range, the overall capacity of the battery is expected low at 80.8%. After 70,002 kilometers. I just made it. Okay, so 35.2% today. Yesterday it was 27.4 or so. So roughly 8% less energy usage today on the same drive. But this is just because I need to turn off the car, otherwise it drives me nuts here. This is just because nobody was behind me tonight and I could drive really slowly, so slowly about 80-ish instead of 100. Yesterday I had cars behind me and I need to keep the 100 and it goes slightly uphill over there. So yep, more energy usage yesterday, and I had the heater on yesterday. Today I just turned off the car, so 18 degrees this evening, 6 o'clock. Last night it was about 13-14 degrees only, so I had the heating on because I thought I've got enough energy in the battery while I was on the way, and clearly I had not enough energy in the battery, so I needed to Miss Marple the last couple of... Miss Marple is just another word for hypermiling.
You're speeding, I can see it.
We only doing about 19 miles an hour.
I like to go under the speed limit.
But the speed limit's 35 here.
So I needed to drive very slowly on the last couple of kilometers to actually make it. Well, so far, see, I've got two trips, one from this morning and the other one from tonight, from driving from work to the customer and back home. And I can merge them now together, and I'll hold the top one down and see this little menu comes up and you click on merge with previous. Are you sure? Okay, and it merges the two together in one trip card. And you can see that was the one from yesterday, exactly the same trip, driving from home to work, from work to the customer back home, and I've done exactly the same trip today again. Yeah, as you can see here, 21.2, 21.4, it's almost the same energy consumption. Kilometers per hour, the average speed was actually higher here today than yesterday. But still, as you can see, 42 kilometers only. 42 kilometers, and this is with 1.5 battery charges. Because the car was fully charged when I started my journey, then it was half empty or half full when I reached work, and I recharged to full, to 100% over there, and now it's down to 35 again, so it's 1.5 battery charges full for 42 kilometers. That's what I get out of the battery, out of the car, after 70,003 kilometers, after 8 months after 8 months after the battery BMS reset, and 42 kilometers. I can drive from here to work and back in one go, and I probably have between 2 and 4 kilometers left on the gasometer. So I'm arriving here with a 35% state of charge, with one full charge. And this is exactly 31 kilometers from here to work and back, plus the, say, 4 kilometers, so I'm getting 35 kilometers out of the battery instead of 50, proposed 50 kilometers. I'm getting changed soon. So 35 kilometers with 80% state of charge, that's what you get. Because it's mostly highway driving, I probably would get 45 out of it, but 45 is the 100% battery capacity then with a normal drive. And I had, when I got the car back from the battery reset, from the battery management reset, I could of course easily make it to work and back, and had about 11, sometimes 13 kilometers left on the gasometer. So, and now I've got 4 kilometers left, so it's about 10 kilometers what I have lost so far on EV range. The interesting part will be when the next battery management reset is due, which is not too far away, I would say. You have to take into account we've got winter time now, so the battery is fairly cold. The battery is maybe under 20 degrees in the morning when I start driving. And I know 20 degrees does not sound very cold for winter, but it's cold here. While in summertime I've got the battery on 25 to 30 degrees, which is optimal temperature for lithium ion. And now it's a little bit colder, a little bit chilly, so it doesn't work as well. It gives you less range anyway. And all this into account. Oh Oh, this light. I'm just looking at the trip card here. So this one at the top here, the consumption, the 10.1 kilowatt hours, this is what I've totally consumed since the last trip, so since last night. So I recharged 7.5 kilowatt hours overnight, and then I recharged at the club again, and in total is 10.1 kilowatt hours. I've driven 2,147.7 kilometers now, and the tank is still half full. I'm not sure if you can see the... So still all right. It's 21 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which is insane. This is just a lot of kilowatt hours. Clearly the car is not designed for EV driving. It's a hybrid car. It's designed as a hybrid car, and the aerodynamics, the wind drag is just too bad to be efficient for pure electric driving. So they have to make this really okay guys, so far this video from today. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. The light turns off anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. We see us in the next video. Okay, bye bye. And of course, you stay charged and balanced.